Welcome to the show. Today we're at East Lawrence High School and we're going to be in the technology department in Mr. Carmen's class, and we're going to see the new 3D printing technology that the Chamber was able to partner with the folks at Georgia Power in the Lawrence County school system to purchase for the middle school and the high school here. There's some great things happening in the educational arena here, especially in the area of technology, so we've got some exciting things to show you today. I hope you'll stay with us.
So what Jacob Stanley had to do was go in there, and his design brief said he had to create a poster that would promote wearing safety glasses and safety in the classroom. So he went in to Corel Draw, and this is his project where he's got the safety glasses. However, before he got to that point, Jacob, if you'll pull up your design brief, can you pull up your design brief? And there's his design brief, and he also had to create thumbnail sketches of different possible ideas of what he was going to do. So Jacob, pull up your thumbnail sketches. Can you zoom in on it maybe? There you go. And so he had to come up with different ideas, and then once we get it done, he's going to print it out with the traditional printer. So that's what he's doing. But once again, he had to solve problems and come up with a theme and make it all happen. You know, he's just got a design idea, and he has to put the details into it.
And we used the caliper earlier this year to measure this block for the vacuum former, and we needed to know the dimensions so that we could put the letters on top and
you can show the
vacuum form.
The drawings of it.
Yeah, and then we just used the caliper to measure the length and width and the diagonal, and then also the size of the letters. The letters are over here.
Yeah, there's different sizes. We had like big letters to show off like how good it could vacuum form the big letters, and we had little tiny letters. Also,
So this is one of the tiny letters.
and I guess I'll go ahead. My name's Phoebe Hodges, and I am 16, or no, I'm 17 now, and I'm in 11th grade. And okay, so this was the first mold we made, and it said RIP-G, which, but anyway, we poured this stuff on the top because we thought maybe it would be a good mold, but it turned out it was too hot for the mold and it melted it. So right now we're gonna make another one in just a little bit and try to make the mold again and figure it out and not make it as fun.
Hi, my name is Mario Lopez. I'm a senior here at East Lawrence High School. I'm 17, and I've been in this class all 4 years of my high school career, and I've been in TSA for 2. This year, as a competition, we decided to create a space colony design for a potential Martian colony. And over the course of about 5 weeks, I worked both here and at home, and to design all of this online using Autodesk Inventor and printing it out using our brand new 3D printer, as well as the one I have at home. And it came out really well. We worked hard. We had to persevere through all the setbacks that came through, you know, just the amount of manual labor we had to perform and the time it took to print out everything. This is my engineering notebook ever since the 10th grade, and I filled it out pretty well. This year, I kind of went through the same process I've gone through every year. First of all, I had to come up with what the challenge is here, of course, make a Martian colony. I came up with a brief describing all the limitations, you know, when do I have to turn it in, what's the point of the project, everything there. Afterwards, I was able to start coming up with ideas with my team over here. And first of all, we defined all the issues we could find potentially making a colony. We filled up a page with all that, but you know, you can't just talk about your problems, you have to solve them too. So that's why we came up brainstorming into how to solve these problems. You know, after that, we kind of just set it up, okay, these are good ideas, these we're not gonna go through with. So we started sketching out, first preliminary sketches, then thumbnail sketches where we came up with all the building ideas. And most of them did make it through all the way. Some of them, of course, changed, but in the end, these are thumbnail sketches, they're rough, they don't have to be perfect. Afterwards, we went on to Autodesk over here, and we made 3D models of all this. They look exactly the same way they came out when they printed out. And yeah, it came out really well in the end. I'm proud. We did solve the problems. We made a video describing all of this, and I'm really proud that I made this.
Hi, I'm Anna Grace Myers from Myers Equipment and Supply, inviting you to come in today and see our full line of Gravely zero-turn mowers. For more than 100 years, Gravely mowers have been fueled by a constant drive to improve. Built to mow the distance. Find your new Gravely mower at Myers Equipment and Supply, 301 North Jefferson in Dublin.
I'm Don Carswell with Dublin Chevrolet. Middle Georgia, the wait is over.
New Chevys are on our lot, and the selection is amazing.
Loaded with the options you want and priced right.
This week at Dublin Chevrolet, this Malibu RS is only $21,899, or this 2021 Trailblazer Active is only $25,295, or take home the Equinox LS at over $6,000 off MSRP.
Call, click, or come see us.
Dublin Chevrolet, the only dealer you'll ever need.
Welcome to Chamber Talk. Today we are at East Laurens Middle High School, and I have Dr. Mason with me. And Dr. Mason, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. We're here today to celebrate. About a year ago, you and I were having a conversation at one of our workforce and education meetings here in town, and we were discussing workforce and what's needed to do to grow the workforce. And we were fortunate enough at the Chamber to be working with Georgia Power to come up with some matching grant money. We were looking for somewhere we could invest in technology, more particularly in our students, to be able to build our workforce for the future. And when I mentioned to you in that meeting, as I had mentioned to several other educational leaders in the community, that what I really needed was someone to write me almost a small grant, but just a reason for what you would do and why you needed this technology. And boy, you guys jumped right on it. And between you and Mr. Carmen and the folks at the school here, you submitted a request for 3D printing technology, which is really what we wanted to invest in. And today you guys have a vacuum form fitter, I think it's called, a 3D printer at the middle school and the high school. Talk to me a little bit about what that's meant to the school here.
Well, I'm really excited, and thank you so much for having me, and also thank you so much for taking the time to mention those things in the meeting, because as soon as you said that, I was really excited, because I started thinking about all the things that our students could use the 3D printer for, not just for school, but also preparing them for the outside sector of the workplace. So when you mentioned it, I was thinking to myself, who could use a 3D printer and really get the most of it and share all of this experience and education with our students? So I immediately came back to the school, started talking with the teachers, talked with Mr. Carmen, talked with the middle school teacher, Ms. Griffith, and asked, could you use this in your classroom? And if so, how would you use this? How could the school benefit from it? How could the students benefit from it? And as well, how could the community benefit from it? And so we just started putting our thoughts together. I started to go out and get quotes for the machines, start talking with you back and forth, talking with Mr. Carmen, talking with Ms. Griffith, and trying to figure out the best way and the best machine that would provide the students the educational needs for our school. So we came up with this idea. Ms. Carmen started interviewing with people, I think, from Georgia Tech, and this just opened up a whole new avenue of what the 3D printers could be used for.
And I can tell you from being in the school today and from those meetings with the staff here and Mr. Carmen, the excitement. And it really gets me excited when you get to see other people excited and what they can do and they are doing. And being in the classroom today, probably the highlight of the day to me was talking to one of the students that said, Mr. Taylor, I don't feel like we're on level now with some of the larger schools. I feel like we have an advantage. Mr. Carmen takes his group and they compete in contests, and I think you guys have fared fairly well in those competitions, yes. And these students are really proud of the work that they're able to do now with this new technology. So I want to talk about that a little bit, and then also how we may be able to partner with some of our existing industries to provide assistance for them as well.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of something big and can bring out a completely different level of experience and in the field of education. Because you all made an investment in our students, so this helped them make an investment in their future. And so some of the things that I want to take on with this by impacting the community, by partnershiping up with a company, that maybe we can take just one machine that they need help with on training and place it in our school system so that our students will be ready for the workforce if this is so what they choose to do, to learn a particular skill, and not only just learn the skill but be proficient at that particular skill.
And I think that would be a great partnership with our business and industry here. Also a great tool for recruitment to bring in other industries. But I want to say thank you again to you and Mr. Carmen and all of the folks here at East High School and Middle School. And special thanks too to Dr. Hightower during her interim as superintendent. She partnered with us on this as well. And Lawrence County School Systems has also invested in this technology. We had $10,000 between the chamber and the folks at Georgia Power, but you guys kicked in a little additional to make sure that we got everything that you needed to do the task that you guys are going to perform.
Well, thank you so much for partnership with us.
We're at Roach Farm and Garden, and hunting season is here. It's that time of year. Need to get your food plot going. Carry a full line of Rack Master by Pennington Seed. Wildlife mix, deer mix, peas, oats, soybeans, iron clay peas, and wheat. And for your dove hunters, Milo, sunflowers, and feed wheat. Even carry Mojo decoys. Full line of trophy feeders, gravity and spin feeders. And once you get them, you need to have something to put in them. With bulk corn, we got corn on the cob, deer feed from ADM, Antler Extreme, and 4S Draw. You will soon need something to cook all the game. We got grills, griddles, deep fryers, not to mention outdoor benches, chairs, and fire pits. Keep in mind, we got a full line of Carhartt clothes. Want to make your feet happy? Pick up a pair of boots. We got Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Twisted X. Need trail cameras or rechargeable batteries? We got Spy Point, Wild Game Innovations, Plot Watcher, and Stealth Cams. Come check us out. No time to get your minerals out in the spring? You still got time. Roach Farm and Garden carries salt blocks, mineral blocks, trophy rock, Vapple, and deer cane. Need a place to sit? We carry Millennium lock-on deer stands and tower stands from Custom Outdoors. Don't forget to pick up some Voodoo deer lure. It puts a hex on them. Come see us at Roach Farm and Garden, 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.
All right, I want to welcome Mr. Carmen to the show now. And Mr. Carmen, you and I met probably a little over a year ago, and we had some discussions with Dr. Mason and some others about improving the technology in your classroom here at East Lawrence High School. And you teach technology here. You had a 3D printer in your classroom at the time, but if you would, I'd like for you to share with our viewers some of the issues that you guys were facing and really why you needed this new technology.
Okay. We were super excited the first printer we ever got years ago, but it just did not meet the needs of what today has. So it had got very antiquated and it was not consistent. And so once we had this opportunity to come in here, we thought it was awesome to be able to do rapid manufacturing, rapid prototyping, which is out there in so many fields right now. And so we needed something that would represent what industry standards were for rapid manufacturing. And so that was why the 3D printer was an awesome opportunity, and it gave the kids a chance to produce something, take a concept, produce it, and actually print it out, hold the physical model, and look to see, did their design work the way they had it planned?
Mr. Carmen, I spoke with several of the students, and they've shared with me their opinions on why this technology is so great to have and what the advantages are for them. But for you as the educator, how has this helped you in your role?
Well, one of my things that I feel is so important in a job like ours, especially any of the CTA departments, is to be able to take the math, the science, the engineering, and the math and tie them into a real life application. Once we were able to tie the math, the science, the engineering all together, I was able to have the kids apply those and create the physical model. It really makes it live, it makes it real, it allows them to go through the problem solving method and see firsthand what it's like. And it's exciting because they're excited about it. It's something new, something they want to do.
Right, and from an educational standpoint, I would assume this makes your lesson planning a lot more efficient and effective, grading and certain things, because the time lapse now as to compared to before, I'm guessing you guys are a lot more efficient and effective in that way now?
Yes, they are able to produce the product without as many. Before, the equipment, the design side was one thing, but the equipment was what held them back. And it was hard to grade on equipment that was antiquated. You couldn't blame the student for the product not being right because of the equipment. So this allows the product to be made and not worry about the equipment
Remake
not
and
being
remake and-
right, the equipment not being sufficient.
So, Mr. Carmen, could we, is it fair to say, if there's an industry or a manufacturer maybe, or even a small business that's watching the program today, that maybe they've got a municipal little task or something, a product that needs to be produced, if they could maybe supply you with the things that are needed to produce that, your folks may be able to help out in that production area for a company or a business?
Yes, I would love to see it be real life. You know, to come up with the concept on paper is one thing, but if they really have a project, a real life project, the kids get so excited about working on that. And I would love to see it cross over not only from the engineering side, but also the business side. We've got a business teacher, we have a home ec teacher, you know, a construction teacher. How do all these projects, how do all these CTAs work together to produce a product? You know, that it's not, nowadays things are not designed in a bubble.
Right.
You know, you have to work with your business partners, you have to work with your construction partners, you have to work with the manufacturing side. And so that's where I would like to see it all grow, you know, so that it can all encompass all of it and work together, you know. So if there's a project that they could all work with,
Right.
you know.
Well, Mr. Carmen, I can tell you this is super exciting. I know you were excited. I remember back earlier in the summer, you showed up at the chamber one day with this 3D printer loaded in the back of your truck and reminded me of Christmas time or something there.
Oh, yes.
But the excitement, and you can certainly feel it with the students in the classroom. So I want to say thank you again for your partnership and your efforts here and your students and all the wonderful work that they're doing. Good luck in the upcoming competition that you guys have. And I want to say thank you for helping us make today and every day a great day for business in Dublin and Lawrence County.